YouTube? I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited checking out Bad Actors, Free Your Wild Style, the character impersonation game. This is for 3+ players. It says it goes up to 20 on the side of the box. It's going to take about 30 to 90 minutes to play, and it's for ages 18+. Yes, this is an adults only party game, so be forewarned of that. And in Bad Actors, one person each round is going to take control of an actor. They're going to get into character as a specific character, which will be on a card, and the person to their left is then going to draw 3 questions, and they're going to pick one of the questions which they think will have a funny answer, and then they're going to ask that question, and the actor has to try, after 20 or 30 seconds, to act out that question and give a funny answer to that question. Then everyone else at the table is going to rank how the actor did. You're going to do that over the course of 3 rounds. You get the most points, you win the game. So, it's an adult-only party game. That's my niche. I love adults-only party game. I love games that cause you to think fast on your toes. I love storytelling games, which this is kind of something like that. So I should like this game, right? Let's open it up, tell you what I think. Fair warning, adults-only party game. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Bad Actors. So first and foremost, we have a handy-dandy rule booklet. It's really just this one page right here, double-sided, no pictures, no illustrations. Very simple game to learn and to teach, and I can teach you how to play right now. So thumbs up on the rule booklet. So in Bad Actors, what you're going to be doing is you are trying to get the highest score over the course of 3 rounds by taking control of an actor. You're going to become someone. Mr. Macho, proctologist, surfer dude, chick, nastiest stripper, big boss. Any one of these characters, and then you are going to be asked a question by what's called the director, but really it's just by the person to your left. What is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? What keeps you awake at night? What product would you want to be a spokesman for? What would doom someone to hell? What does someone say when they talk dirty to you? This is an adults only game, so there are going to be some risque, some adult questions in here. Nothing that I would say is wildly offensive or anything like that, but still adult content ahead. So let's go over the components. Let's get into the gameplay. So at the beginning of the game, everyone is going to get these cards labeled 1 through 5. These are going to be your voting cards because every round you are either going to be the actor or you are going to be rating how well the actor did on a scale of 1 to 5. And that's how many points they will earn. Also at the beginning of the game, everyone's going to get 1 free pass card and 1 take-two card. The take-two card will let you draw a new character if you don't like your character, if you don't know your character, if you don't think you're going to do well as your character. And the free pass card will let you draw 3 new questions. These are very nice cards. They're worth 2 victory points at the end of the game if you choose not to use them, but honestly, you can gain a lot more points if you switch actors if you think you're really going to bomb at something. So, we got those cards out of the way. Everybody's going to start with 1, but now we get to the meat and potatoes of the game, which are these 2 sets of cards right here. We have the actor and we have the question cards right here. So the first thing you're going to do is pick the actor, and they're going to draw an actor card. They're going to set it up in front of them so everybody can see it. So a voyeur, a peeping Tom, someone who likes to watch other people do things. That is my character. Now, the person to your left is going to draw 3 questions and pick which one they think will have the funniest answer. I lost my job because you would like to... Wow, I can't read. What would you be most likely to steal? If you have one piece of advice to give to the entire world, what would it be? So, I'm going to go with I lost my job because what? And then you're going to give the actor, and it says in the rules, which I like, give about 15, 20, 30 seconds in order to think. Think about what their answer is going to be. Once they are ready, they will start. So, I'll just do this one off the top of my head. So, I lost my job. It was a giant misunderstanding. I tell you what, it was a giant misunderstanding. I was in the ladies' restroom because they told me it needed to be cleaned. I had my mop. I had my mop in there, which would I have gone in there just to spy on women with a mop? No, I clearly would not have just gone in there to do some, creepy stuff with a mop. I obviously would have been hiding instead of just standing in there with a mop. So, I lost my job because they thought I was trying to look at women in the restroom. But no, that's clearly not the case. Ron, you tell him. I'm a very clean person. I mean, you're at my house right now. Look around my house. It's a very clean house. I like to keep things clean. I heard the women's restroom was dirty, so I went in, tried to clean it up, and instead of getting, a pat on the back, a promotion, what do I get? I get sexual harassment suit, and I get fired. Yeah, so that's why I lost my job. It's bull. So there you go. That would be me, just off the top of my head, doing voyeur, and I lost my job because. Those 2 cards would go in the middle. Now, everyone at the table, aside from the person who was who was doing the acting, would now take a card, secretly put it down, like boom, boom, boom. So let's just say we're playing a 5-player game. Everybody else, aside from that person, would put theirs down, and I would score 3, 5, 9, 10 points. Write down my round 1 score right there. And then the player to the left, the one who chose the question, would now be the actor, and they would be the perkiest cheerleader who would have to answer the question. What do others... How would you get out of a speeding ticket? What did you get? But how would you get out of a speeding ticket? And they would answer it, and you do that over the course of 3 rounds. Whoever has the most points at the end of 3 rounds will be the winner of Bad Actors, and that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alright then, Bad Actors. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. First and foremost, it's an 18-plus adults-only party card game. A lot of people are instantly just going to be like, nope, no thank you. Now, moving on to the actual gameplay itself, it is not going to be for everybody because it requires you to think on your toes and try to be funny on your toes and be creative and be funny at the same time while put into this box. You're going to have this character, you're going to have this question, and you have to try to make that funny to everyone else, and that's just not everybody's cup of tea. I love doing stuff like that, but I know a lot of people, including my wife, who hate doing stuff like that. She really enjoyed this game, watching this game. She said she would never want to play it in her entire life, though, and there's just some people like that. So if you have a group of people that you party with or that you game with that are like that, this one's probably not going to go over too well. You know, I don't really have too many of the cons. You have to know, going into this game, it is a light, adults-friendly card game, which you're going to be saying funny and dirty and sexy stuff, and that's just not for everybody. The last con that I have of this game, which I'm sure some people will mention because I had somebody mention it to me, was how if you knew somebody was winning, you could intentionally give them a lower score, but we're assuming that the people you play with are not going to be jerks who try and game the game and give Tom only 1 point, despite the fact he did a great acting job because he's in first place. But with adult party games, I normally don't really worry too much about the score. That being said, moving on to the pros, I think this is a great adult party game, and I really enjoyed Bad Actors, and I can recommend Bad Actors if you have the group of friends that you think this game will work with. So, if you know me, you might know that I invented a game. I created my own game. It's a storytelling game. So I'm all in about trying to get into character and make up these stories and these characters and do all sorts of neat stuff like that and try to find the humor in certain situations, and this game does that very well. There's a lot of things that I like about this game that it improves on other games. So first and foremost, I like the fact that it's not just flip over a card, this is your character, flip over a card, this is your question, because what that leads to a lot of the time is unfunny situations where people are like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't have anything. And that's not fun. That slows down the game. It's not fun. It makes everybody feel uncomfortable. What this game did instead was make it so that there were 3 questions, which means the director is going to try to set you up with a question that would sync together with your character to create a funny situation. So I like how they did that. I also like the fact that they have the draw 3 new questions cards and the draw a new character card. You only get to do it once per game, but you're only going to be up there 3 times. So I feel like once per game is plenty. I like that. They mixed in the victory points, and they did all the victory point stuff where you can keep them and gain victory points, but I really do like that because that's a cop-out. Some people don't want to pretend like they're a convicted sex offender or like they're this or that, and so I like that they included those in the game. I like the fact that they actually included a scoring pad. Many games of this ilk do not. They're just like, yeah, just keep track of the score. Don't keep track of the score. We don't really care. This game's like, yeah, keep track of the score. Score's important. I love when adult party games try to be games. That's always great. I play games, so I want to keep score, but that might just be me. Any other pros that I have with the game? No, I think it's a fun game. We had a blast with it. We played it for a couple hours. We really enjoyed it. I like the components. The box is nice. It's kind of weird. It comes in tuck boxes for some reason. Not sure why they did that, but hey, whatever. Once you take them out of the tuck boxes, you're never going to notice it again. And in the end, Bad Actors, it's very simple. I think this is a great adult party game. If you have a group that's creative and maybe likes to act, like if you had like a theater group, like an adult theater group, oh man, this would go over very, very well. Humorous, it comes with enough content so you can play up to 12 players. That's another thing that I wanted to mention. It says it goes 3 to 20 players. They give you enough voting cards. I think, if we counted it correctly, we only played 10 players, but gives you enough to go up to 12. So, I mean, you could just as easily just have people, like do the finger thing or something like that. But in the end, Bad Actors, free your wild side. Free your wild side. I enjoyed it. I can recommend it. Will I be keeping it? Yes, but not at my house. I'm going to leave it at my buddy Eric's house because that's where I play pretty much all my adult party games. So that is Bad Actors, one that I definitely can recommend if it looks like it might be your cup of tea. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, what is the worst acting job that you have ever seen? What's that acting job where it just takes you completely out of the movie and you're like, ugh, man, that was really crappy. Oh man, what was it? It was, for me, it was actually just recently. Oh man, I don't even want to admit this. I feel like I'm such a stick in the mud right now. I did not like Jurassic World. I was very surprised. Like, I'm a big Hollywood, summer movie guy. Give me explosions. Like, I still watch the Transformers movie. I love plot, and I love theme, and I love tension, and I love all this and that. So, but I was super excited for the new Jurassic Park movie. And I went and saw it, and it just, I hated it. And part of the reason why is because I thought the little girl in the movie was absolutely freaking terrible. She did an absolutely terrible job. So yeah, she was the last time where I really was like, ugh, cringing at how bad the acting was. But let me know in the comments below, what is one of the worst acting jobs that took you out of a movie that you could remember? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.